we understand that everybody's not a public speaker.
Yep.
You know, everybody jumps on Google to find out, you know, you find out you're the best man. So you Google best man speeches. We've actually done this at a 2 Montys gig, and I've done it at some other gigs where it's a bit smart arsey, but we print some. You can get online and you can generate like bingo cards. You can just get a bingo generator, and you type in all the things, and it fills in the squares, and then you print 50 of them, and basically, because there are probably 10 phrases.
I've probably got it.
There are 10 phrases that every single person that does a speech at a wedding uses. So the opening is, of course, for those of you that don't know me, don't the bridesmaids look lovely tonight?
Yeah. Welcome to the family.
How good does my wife look? And all those things are true. Yeah. Don't get me wrong.
I didn't lose a son. I gained a daughter.
No, I haven't heard that so many times. I mean, it is.
You're going to keep this short?
Yeah, and then they don't.
Yeah.
It's Lincoln with the timer, folks.
We're on.
Yes, welcome back. I'll just do that every time.
Yeah,
or the hello there.
Hello there.
That's it. It's a OB one.
I got a bit of a frothy here.
I'm sure you'll be right slurping it up, mate.
So I'm pretty proud of this. This is my business card. But I also, you know how craft beers have all got some wanky fucking spiel about what the beer is?
Yeah.
Well, I made my own.
Oh, yeah.
So a beer that straddles the line of yeah, nah, yeah for the less craft beer inclined, yet whips those with a craftier palate swiftly into shape. The Kraken Pale Ale pours an amber colour, much like my tan, which hints of its malty base. This cheeky malt background is a perfect platform for the citra hops to crack through, giving this little number a tantalising bouquet of citrus and tropical fruits.
Now, while you're claiming to have written that, and I'm not suggesting that overall that you didn't, there's a lot of very technical details in there that I know you don't know a fucking thing about.
I agree. So all I did...
I know you live with the brewer.
I do live with the brewer. And their wanky chat is not wanky, really. It's very informative about the hops and the beer or whatever. So I changed
Once
whatever.
Once it started going into citra hops and he's fuck off.
So I did just change a few lines and make it sound... Oh, it's on brand, but yes, no, I don't know.
It is on brand.
I didn't know any of those.
Like I said, I've got no doubt that you cast a discerning eye over it and amended it where it needed to be.
Now, can you look straight down this barrel? Because you look like an angry bird because you're fogging up.
Am I?
In your glasses at the time.
I am too. And you know why? Because I fucking am an angry bird.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, so I'm glad that we could promote your beer here today. It's funny. I was just saying to Lincoln before though, because we were talking about it, and I was like, "It's a really fucking great idea." And every time I see a great idea, I'm like, I can't do it.
That
now.
arsehole's
I can't do it
already
now.
done it.
He's fucking done it. Because there's another celebrant down the coast. Hello, Straney. You're probably not listening, but he's got an arrangement with a winery, and
that's right.
They'll do sparkling with his label on it, which is also a great. I heard that and was like, that's a great.
Actually, I think that might have been what gave me the idea for this, and living with the brewer.
Well, living with the brewer is fairly helpful.
Shout Brewing, love them.
Shout out to Shout Brewing.
That's it. And my other
one of Newcastle's rising stars, I would say. They're killing it.
They are. Yeah, 5 years in business. So no.
So and unsurprisingly, I'm happy to just run with his beer chat for the rest of the fucking no problem at all.
No, it's good because now when I go travelling for all these weddings, whatever state I'm in or place, I try and seek out a brewery and find the weirdest shit that they make and get a couple.
I'm not a huge fan of the weird, like the sours and all that shit. That's not for me.
Well, I'm a bit of a fruit, so I do like the fruity ones.
It's for you to say, mate. It's 2023. I don't know that I'm allowed.
Fuck off. You say it behind me back.
Yeah.
No, you say it too.
I was going to say.
There's no behind the back.
Yeah. There's literally nothing I've ever said behind your back that I haven't said to your face.
I've never really wondered what you think of me.
Mate, I'm, for better or for worse.
I know your opinion's low.
No, that's not true. I wouldn't be sitting here otherwise. But for better or for worse, mate, I pride myself on the fact that nobody's left wondering.
That is...
Nobody's left wondering.
that's you justify. I am an asshole, but,
Well,
at least I own it.
But if I've got something to say about someone, invariably I'll end up saying it to their face because I think that's how it should be.
I noticed that when we drove here today. I was a bit dusty. You drove, which was very kind, but the road rage.
That was nothing. That was today because I was taking it easy because I was in your car. Yeah, that's
no, that was it. I enjoyed that.
Yeah, a mate of mine, it's one of his favourite things to do is ride in a car with me because if I'm driving my car and he's just a passenger.
Maybe that'll be our next segment.
Yeah,
car trips.
Well, and I've even tried to like tone it down because I've got the kids now, so the actual expletives that you dirty, rotten scoundrel.
There's been a few times where I've called you and you haven't made it known that the kids are in the car until I've already unleashed with a bit of a story.
Oh, I'm pretty close now that pretty much anybody that rings me that I think, I go, just...
Kids are in the car.
Before we go any further, just let you know the kids are in the car, which is a tip for anybody if you're not already doing that. And you've got friends like us, you should do that immediately. As soon as you answer the phone. Don't even say hello.
I had one the other day. I was on the phone to Ange. And her mum was in the car, so Nana, and I just started blowing up about something, and then I can hear Nana chuckling in the background. So, for fuck's sake, Ange, you should have told me she was in the car.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, no, mate, I'm certainly not, I'm not saying anything behind your back that I haven't said to you. I'd say it to you before I say it to anybody else. Fucking straw man.
Now, classic one-liners. This is so my best friend Mel, her husband Nat, stirs her up a little bit.
I like how we weren't going to use anybody's names. I reckon every story you've told, you go, so this bloke Billy I know, he lives at 23 Chestnut Street. Anyway, what he said was...
So Nat's got some great clangers he just throws out there every now and then, but whenever Mel's carrying on, he goes, you could book a whole flight out with all your carry-on.
That's so good.
And so I used it in a proposal story on the weekend where she wanted to go for a ride on his Harley and it was raining, so he said, we'll take the car instead to lunch, and she just complained and whinged and whined and was a bit snarky the whole time, and he was doing everything he could to calm her down and, be very, very polite and kind and all the rest of it, and then proceeded to drop the knee, and as I'm telling this story, I used that line and it went down an absolute treat.
Oh,
so
mate,
thank you.
Book out a whole flight with the amount of carry-on. That's excellent.
So thanks, Mel and Nat, for that one.
I once told a woman at a and this is a long ago, a bloke I used to be mates with had a tumultuous relationship with this woman who he's since married to and 3 kids, I think, but it's probably why we don't talk for the last 20 years. But she was carrying on like a pork chop, and we had it was a backyard affair where there was a fire, and I said, I wouldn't stand too close to that fire because that chip on your shoulder might fucking ignite. Don't talk to them much anymore. Yeah, again, if I've got something got something to say.
Yes.
Hang on, let me go back to my list. So, this isn't my story, and I hope I'm not.
So mine are all very deeply connected. I know everyone involved.
No, I know everyone involved here, but it's I know the person who told me this story. He's another celebrant, but I won't say when, where, or how. But it was just I don't know whether we vaguely touched on wedding planners previously. I think it was a bit of a hot topic that we avoided slightly.
You definitely avoided it because you know that.
But
we're in down the rabbit hole now.
Oh, so anyway, this thing I'm
some great.
Yeah, some are great. Some are if you think you need a wedding planner, there are some great ones out there. If you don't think you need a wedding planner, you probably don't. How's that?
That's the most diplomatic thing I've ever heard you say.
Yeah. Oh, look, if you've got a bunch of great vendors who all know what they're doing, that's great. If you feel like you need an extra hand to help coordinate that, then there are definitely some great ones out there. I'm going to leave it at that. However, this story that I'm about to tell you is this celebrant was telling me they recently, I don't know, actually there's 2 things that I don't think are related from the same person, but who the first one was the event coordinator from the venue, or it might have been a planner, who fucking knows, but said, just confirming that you'll be at the venue at 4:30 for the 4:30 kickoff for the thing, and he said, I was under the impression from the client that it was 5. oh, yeah, I just thought you might be there early, so I was telling you 4:30. So basically, I don't know what fucking time it was, but I'm now trying to cover my tracks and I fucking told you.
Yeah.
It was a planner, also a planner, and I don't know if it was the same wedding, but was approached by the client who said, oh, our planners told us that we need to do a rehearsal for the reception. Are you available for that? What do you think about that?
Never done one, never fucking will.
A rehearsal for the not the ceremony.
Oh, the reception.
The reception.
Oh, yeah, no, definitely.
There's a rehearsal for the reception. Are you available for it?
What a joke.
Ridiculous.
Oh.
Outrageous. So if you're out there and you think you need one, you don't. You definitely don't. You need a run sheet and you need someone that knows how to run a run sheet.
Yeah. And even the run sheet, it's going to change on the day because shit goes...
Loosey-goosey.
Yep.
I tell everybody, if I'm emceeing, I go, look, the ceremony, there's obviously some legal boxes we have to tick. That's my job to make sure they happen and it'll go in a certain format unless you tell me otherwise.
Yep.
But when we get to the reception, we've got a run sheet, but there are no legal requirements. There's nothing that has to happen that we're forced to do. We've got it. It's a great framework.
And
it's all loosey-goosey from there.
Basically, we hinge off the meal timings. Whenever the kitchen says they're going to put the food out, we work with that.
That's exactly what I tell everybody. I go, there's not too many hard lines in the reception. The biggest one is the kitchen.
Yep.
Because kitchens don't give a fuck.
And
they go, the food's coming out at 6 o'clock.
It's fucking coming out.
You go,
yep.
oh, can we have a... No, you can't.
No.
The food's coming out. So you go, righto, well, that's happening. We'll move everything around that.
Yep.
And some places... I've done a wedding actually here on the Central Coast. I won't name it because I don't want to. But the first wedding I ever did there, in the middle of the dad's speeches, so it ran over by, and I mean minutes, like a minute or two. Food's coming out at 7. Our mate's still talking and clearly wrapping up at about 7:01 and 30 seconds.
Yeah.
The fucking doors of the kitchen swing open and out come waiters bringing plates out.
Yeah.
Right in front of him, straight in front of him. And I was standing there going, is this for real?
Yeah.
Like they couldn't wait the extra 3 seconds.
Yeah.
But I've worked at a bunch of venues. Adams Peak's one where they will go, it's supposed to come out at 6:30. How are we running? Is there any speeches beforehand? Oh, mate, you've got a 5-minute buffer or a 10-minute buffer.
Yeah.
They'll give you the win there. Very flexible. But
Yeah.
by and large, and obviously I'm not trying to shit on caterers because food is ready when it's ready.
Yeah, yeah.
They want to send it out when it's hot or when it's, it's good to go. And often I heard one about fish, they had salmon or something. It's obviously ready now.
Yeah,
You're not sending it out cold.
Yeah.
So you got to move everything else around it.
One of my pet peeves is when you have that communication with the kitchen. So, yep, food's coming out at 7, you're on time, yep. So I'll wrap everything up, make sure the speech, whatever. And then they fuck around, the food doesn't start dropping until 7:15.
That's upsetting.
And that could have been, we purposely stopped the speeches.
We cut stuff short.
And the whole idea in the reception is that you, and this is what I do, utilise the dead space.
Make the best of all of the times.
Yep, every minute.
Time,
so there's no sitting around doing nothing with your thumb up your ass. You actually get, and you get on the dance floor half hour, 45 minutes earlier, and you get to use the band and you get to use the space that you've paid big money for.
Yeah.
Rather than, so that shits me when I've asked them 2 minutes before, is it going to be ready in 2 minutes?
Go, yeah.
Yep. And then 15 minutes later it comes out. So.
Yeah. I've got written here, and I don't know why I wrote this and what the prompt was for it. Funeral providers are burglars. What do you think about that?
Well, I'm not in the.
And also,
I'm not in the funeral game.
I just did a little burp, and I'm not sure whether Mike picked it up. So if you did, you're welcome.
I thought you were going to say you chewed it.
No.
Funeral providers are burglars.
Yeah, I don't know what prompted that. That was just one of my notes that over the course of the last few weeks I've thought about and jotted down.
Yeah, but anybody getting married is going to say the exact same thing about every wedding vendor.
No.
They blow up about the wedding tax.
The difference is when you. So I've done a few.
Yeah,
they're always funeral homes. They're the burglars.
Yeah, right.
Because you're in a spot of you're a bit under duress. You're obviously upset.
Yeah.
There's no rules that say you have to use all the people that they kind of force upon you.
Yeah.
But because you're in a situation where you're not really thinking about it,
you just do it.
They go, yeah, this is this and this, and they charge you. I'll fucking say it. I'll probably never get a job in a funeral ever again. They pay.
Wouldn't be the worst thing.
They pay like shit.
Yeah.
And they control the show. So here's a tip: if someone, unfortunately, that around you has passed away and you're organising a funeral, you can do whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah.
You can have any celebrant you want. You can do it anywhere you want. You can make all the choices you want. You don't have to have what they tell you. It's just, it makes it obviously easier because they go, here's all the things, just do that. But
you would have heard about the funeral crasher.
The funeral crasher.
So this bloke, it started because he got contracted by a mate. Basically, his mate was on his deathbed.
Right.
And he said, and so while he was on his deathbed, the dying guy, his best mate, was coming round home, not visiting the mate, but hitting on his wife, touching her on the ass, trying to get with his wife, and he could see down the hallway this going on in his own house.
What?
But old mate never came into the bedroom, all this stuff. So anyway, he had another mate and he messaged, he said, I want you to turn up at my funeral, and when this best man tries to give the eulogy, tell him to fuck off because he's been trying to get with my wife as I'm dying.
This is like the groom at the thing. It's a similar...
Yep. So he's turned up, done that.
And obviously the wife doesn't want a bar of it.
No.
Yeah.
No, actually, I think...
Oh, she was into it.
I think she was into it, yeah. So anyway, and he also said, and if my brother and his wife and kids are there, tell him to fuck off too, because I haven't seen him in 20 years, so why are you coming to pay your respects now?
Amazing.
Anyway, so this happened, and...
Oh, I have heard, and now people pay this bloke to come and...
It's like 10 grand, and you hire him before you die, you give him the situation, and he just turns up, and he for the most part... He just is sitting there as a guest at your,
and then he gets up to speak.
Funeral, and then he gets up and he basically heckles whoever's speaking that shouldn't be speaking, and said, "You're no best mate, you're no best mate of his. You've been sleeping with his wife, or all this stuff." And
I mean,
wild.
I've never heard about a lot of jobs that I've thought
I could do that.
That's for me. But if ever there was a job that I'm fucking built for, that's the job.
It is incredible.
Well, and I did this quote before, but it's the Seinfeld quote of Frank Costanza, we're at Festivus. I've got a lot of problems with you people, and now you're going to hear about them. That's fucking fantastic.
It's so good. He's written a book. They're making a Netflix doco about him. Yep. No, it's all, and it just happened from a mate asked him to do it. Yeah.
If you're that person, you think you need something that needs to be broadcast at your funeral.
Yeah.
I'm not big on being the celebrant at funerals. If I know you, I'll do it for you because I've got a personal connection and I think that's reasonable.
Yeah.
What I don't like is the getting up and pretending I know the person.
But quite happy to completely shit can someone in a stranger's funeral.
If someone's been fucked up and they need putting into place and you want it done at your funeral.
Yeah. How perfect. That's like getting the last word in.
That's amazing.
So good. Yeah.
How would you be though if you're like the partner, wife or husband of the dying person, and they go, ring this guy. I need you to ring this guy and get him to the house. And you're like, what do you mean? What do you got to say?
What do you got to say?
None of your fucking business. You'll find out.
You'll find out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Next Wednesday at 10 a.m. you'll hear all about it.
That's fucking wild.
Yeah. So good.
It's amazing.
Yeah. So,
wow.
Yeah. No, there's some good jobs out there.
Yeah. What else have I got on my list? Oh, funeral stats.
So shoe game. We spoke about that before, but get the guest to actually write the questions.
What's your real thoughts on the shoe game?
I enjoy it.
Do you?
Yeah.
I'm surprised by that.
I do. And I offer it to couples. That's what happens. Nobody's ever actually asked for it. But I say, hey, do you want to have a bit of fun? If you've got 5 minutes, whatever.
Yeah.
And it is a good kind of filler, especially if you are waiting for the food, whatever it is.
Do you do it right before the first dance?
Yeah. So normally, So I do shoe game, couple speech. Couple speech, shoe game, and then the dance. Yeah.
Obviously, cutting over the cake will be in there somewhere.
I do that at the start now. They dance into their entrance song, go straight to the cake, cut it, sit down.
Yeah, right.
Speeches hook in.
Good one.
So then it's not, it's not an event really.
Yeah.
Stopping everyone's conversation, getting them all back from the bar.
I normally
to cut the cake.
My suggestion is always that you go like speech, like it's like a little run. You go like speech, cut the cake. Like you're already standing up.
Yeah.
Do the speech.
Yep.
Cut the cake.
Yep.
Shoe game if you've got it. Dance. Done.
That's it. And that's the order if they don't want to do it at the start.
At the start. No, I've done it at the start a few times and I quite like that too.
No, I do like the shoe game because you end up with a fair bit of, like, there's a lot of recurring stuff that gets written down by the guest.
Oh,
so
mate, the amount of times the guests write the questions and it's the same question 50 times.
Yeah. So, you might have 100 questions.
Who gets on top?
Yeah.
Like,
so you only need to ask 20 or 25 questions or something out of the 100 that gets submitted, but you get some good ones. Anyway, so I married these girls, Harriet and Leo, a couple of years ago. That was the bondage outfit and the got it in full dress. It's one of the top 5 weddings. Incredible day.
Is that it? Longview?
Longview, that rotating house.
She sent us heaps of questions. I don't think we've read any of them out.
No, I got to
Where
find.
are they?
I got to find them.
Anyway, keep telling the story.
So
we need more content for other episodes.
And I'll probably talk about them again because there's so many great things about their story. That one with at the restaurant, that proposal, I said jeans are a bit loose. That was their proposal story.
Yeah.
Anyway, did the shoe game, and for the most part, and I tell the guests when they're writing the questions, it's going to remain anonymous. So you can, absolutely unleash from mild to wild, ask whatever you want.
Yeah.
Nobody's getting, thrown under a moving.
Yeah, so now we're terrified to say thrown under a bus because
I'm not going to get told.
Gunny might get upset.
Yeah. Fuck you, Gunny. I don't even know who you are.
That's so good. I'll be cutting that clip out. That'll be a GIF that I drop into our group chat over and over again.
So one of the questions, two girls back to back, doing the shoe game thing. One of the questions was who's got the bigger dick?
Right.
So obviously the dildo chat in the questions was pretty heavy.
Yep.
And the next question I asked was, whose mum asked that question?
Hilarious.
And so they both straight away put the right shoe up, knowing exactly whose mum was asking.
Yeah. So it was a mum asked.
It was 100%.
Oh, I thought that was just a thing that you'd made up to say.
No, because when I collected the questions, I kind of take note where I'm pulling them from. And I say, all right, well, this is the parents' table.
That's
hilarious. And I could see that she's just finished writing that question and thought she was going to be sneaky because it's anonymous. But
yeah.
So that was fun. What else have we got?
I wrote down, I don't know why I wrote this. I wrote biggest fear as a celebrant and a question mark. And I don't know why I wrote that. I must have been late at night when I was laying in the dark fucking.
Biggest fear would be waking up. Oh, no, getting that phone call saying, where are you? What do you mean?
Yeah, anything.
I'm at a wedding.
Yeah.
Well, you're at the wrong one or,
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
And that's never happened to either of us.
Just quietly, I don't know what sort of fuckwit that had happened to. He's going to be so annoyed.
So she.
Where's the other one? Oh, you have to tell me later.
Anyway, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Now
write it in a note.
We've gotten real awkward now because I know the first one we're talking about. Oh, yeah, I do.
Yeah. Anyway, we love you both, and also sorry that happened.
I mean, not to us, but other people. Now, fuck. Now that I've said that, I'm fucked.
Touch wood.
Yeah.
For anyone listening, I always touch my wizard when I say touch wood.
No, I touch my head, but the one on the shoulders. Can I just also say, you've used the term woozer for your dick on a number of occasions.
Have I?
The general population uses woozer for, like, their wife a lot of the time. Where's your woozer?
This is my wife.
My wife? Yeah, sometimes we'll go, where's your woozer? Like a woman. Where's the woozer? And then you've said it, and I thought, he's talking about his dick.
That's my first lady. Treat her real nice.
Nice.
God, we talk some shit.
Mm-hmm. That's what we're doing here, mate.
Yeah.
That's what this is.
And you're getting fogged up again. I know.
You know why it is? It's because obviously we're in this
hot box
podcast space, but that's how it is. So the sound is so crisp, as Bryce Noon said to Lincoln in a comment. Well done, Lincoln.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he was frothing the audio.
Frothing the audio.
Yeah.
Bryce, obviously, we're putting a tiny bit of shit on him there, but he's our photographer for our two Montys wedding, which we haven't mentioned. We didn't mention it the last episode. We better do it now. Beautiful segue. Bryce, great bloke. Very popular, sought-after photographer, is our photographer for our 2024 event.
Very, very generously donated to
Very generously, which is obviously at the Anchorage. You know that by now.
Friday, 26th of July, 2024.
Because fuck me, if you're listening to episode 8, hopefully you've been here from the start. I cannot believe there's anybody who's listened to all 8 episodes.
Surely not.
Fucking here we go.
And if you have, Take a good hard look at yourself.
And I've also, so we said we weren't going to mention what number episodes they were so that we could jumble them up if we needed to. I've just fucked that.
Yeah, you did in another one too.
Oh, did
actually.
I? Oh, good.
I think in number 5 you said...
Stop saying numbers.
If you just listened to number 4.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. So if the order of this makes no sense, it'll be in keeping with the rest of the podcast.
Well, and to be honest,
really
if we just...
sense.
What we should do is say to Lincoln, get some sort of random number generator and just like number the things and then go... Press the button and go, all right, we're going to do episode 7 now.
Yeah.
Now we're going to do episode 3.
Yeah.
Now we're going to... Yeah, that would be good because it would make fucking no sense.
Absolutely none. Yeah.
But that would be fine. But anyway, yeah, Anchorage.
Our 2 Montys charity wedding is supporting the Mark Hughes Foundation, where 100% of the highest bid goes to Mark Hughes and the couple get hitched in the biggest wedding of 2024, really.
So I'm sure we've said it, but we never handle the money. Basically, we organise the package, the couple's bid, the highest bidder gets the package, and the amount that they bid, they pay directly to the charity, which again, in this occasion, is the Mark Hughes Foundation.
Which is a pretty good story for the couple too, knowing that every single dollar that they spend on their wedding, yes, and it's a very expensive one-day event, but if you could have...
not really, not for ours. It's not expensive because you fucking... 4 out of 4 so far have pretty much got it for half price.
Oh, yeah, but just in general,
yeah, of course. It's a lot of money.
It is a lot of money, but, you feel a bit better about that knowing that all of that money then helped a lot of people because you've donated it to charity.
In this case, to brain cancer research.
Yep.
So, yeah, tell your friends, get on board. Check the 2 Montys Instagram page.
Website.
By now, all that info will be
live. Yep. And the auction's Valentine's Day at the Anchorage.
But also, 14. Which has become, the thing we like most is people coming along to the auction and bidding in person. That's heaps more fun if we've got a bit of a crowd there. We always have a bunch of the vendors there who are there to answer any of your questions about the wedding itself. And it's a bit of an atmosphere if everybody can get there. But if you can't get there, because obviously, like we said, it's Valentine's Day, which I believe is I want to say Tuesday.
I think so.
Tuesday.
Wednesday, Feb 14, isn't it?
Is a Wednesday, is it?
Yeah, Wednesday.
It's a Wednesday. And so obviously that might be difficult for some people to get to midweek up there at Soldiers Point, but so you can, when it comes close, we'll have you'll be able to zoom in.
Yeah.
I think both the last 2 winning bidders have been via Zoom.
Yeah. All you got to do is follow us on Instagram because in the lead up we'll announce every single vendor that's involved in the wedding package, so you'll know who they are, what they've donated. But basically, there's never anything. Well, not nothing, but there's very few things that you actually have to sort out yourself.
Which makes me think of something else, because sometimes, like this time, we're very lucky that we've got Matthews Jewelers on board, and we've had a few jewelers in the past. None of them in Newcastle. They've all been from further afield because that's where we had to go to get jewellery. But
by the tone in your voice, not fucking happy about it.
No, those vendors were amazing.
Oh no, as in just
yeah.
It was
but
a bit
we couldn't get anybody. We couldn't get anybody locally,
yeah.
So we're stoked that Matthews are on board.
Yep.
But for a time there was a gap. So if we've got a gap, if you were somebody that wasn't a wedding vendor, or you're a wedding vendor that can't supply the thing that you do to us, and you still want to get involved, you could sponsor a slot. So, for example, my wife, who is very generous, she runs her own business, and a couple of times we've had some empty slots, and she has always stepped up and gone, well, I'll give you this amount of money
towards a honeymoon
something or whatever. Jewelry, so I think she did a honeymoon before.
It was jewelry last year, was it?
No, it was going to be a dress, and then we had a dress supplier very generously come through. So I think she paid for some accommodation for the guests.
Yep.
There's some talk that she might do that for accommodation this time. But also Nell Dark Jones, good friend of the show.
Good friend of the show.
She also donated towards, because obviously we've got celebrants, she donated some money that went towards something else last night. I don't know.
I can't.
She would know.
Yeah, she would. But thank you, Nell. We love you.
But basically what we're saying is, if you were a vendor or a person of the public, you've got a business that you want to shout out to, that you'd like to get involved, that we'll put you all over our socials and say that you're a great supporter. you could get in touch with us and say, look, I'd like to, throw $1,000 or $2,000 at something, which would also mean that we can then organise someone else to fill that gap, and off you go.
Yeah.
I just wanted to say that because, that's it might be people that want to get involved but don't do a thing.
Or if we've already covered that, somebody has...
We've covered a thing and you still want to be involved because,
Yep.
you might have a connection to brain cancer or something like that where
Yep.
you really want to get involved, or you're just like us.
Yeah.
Get in touch. We'll direct that money towards, or direct you towards that thing.
And just something that we advertise pretty heavily, but you cannot win this.
Oh, it's not a prize.
It's not a prize. You pay the money, you get a wedding,
You're
but
still
all
paying-
your money goes to charity.
Yeah,
so
you're like you're ready to go with something there.
because it says
You started with a laugh, so I'd want to be fucking good.
it is good, and it's we did it on our two Montys Instagram. Did
Right.
a question box saying, tell us what you want to hear about on the podcast.
Yeah.
And there's a response here from you.
From me?
Throw heaps of fucking vendors under the bus.
Oh, I think I've already been doing that.
That's why I was laughing.
I think I've done
Because
that
we've
already.
been chipped about the phrase under the bus, and then it's you.
I must have written that before then, though.
Here's a nice one.
Mm.
What's the biggest cock Haron has ever taken?
Jesus Christ. Wait, does it say who that's from?
Yeah, Nathan Lomonaco, the muso.
Lomanaco. Is that how you say his name?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah,
I thought it was Lamonaco.
Lomonaco. I'm pretty sure.
Really?
I'm pretty sure.
We'll find it. I'm sure he'll let us know.
Lomonaco,
Lamonaco.
Lamonaco. He's good. Look him up.
Yeah. He's excellent.
Somebody else. We've got Puzzle Man Productions.
Yeah, that's
I
great.
don't care. I just want to listen to you guys waffle on.
Yeah, so, and I'll say this again, I mentioned him before. So that's Craig. He's a videographer from down the coast. He, like I said in another episode, if you're in any of these, Hunter Wedding Facebook page or fucking whatever, and this is what I love about him. He's not shy about he
speaks his mind.
We're reading from the same songbook. If he's got something to say, and people will go, "Oh, I'm looking for a cheap videographer," and he'll just come in and go, "Well, you can get a cheap videographer, but what you get's fucking shit."
Rundles have messaged to say...
No, so when we say we're at Rundles, and Andrew, I love you.
but it's not you messaging.
Andrew.
Hi, Bronwyn.
It's Bronwyn. Andrew doesn't do the socials. That's not him.
No.
He might be in front of the camera.
Yeah.
But that's...
He's not writing captions.
No.
No.
No, and he's in front of the camera because Bronwyn says, Andrew, you are the front man. You are going to do this. And he does a great job.
Yeah, so
But
good.
if there's anybody sending messages, not Andrew.
No. They said catch up with past two Montys at wedding couples, which could be good. We could call them up.
Yeah.
Get them on the line, and
Yeah.
they could do the spiel for the two Montys instead of us waffling on.
We've had some great couples. They're all great couples. They've all very generously donated to our charities.
Yeah. Rewatch people's speeches, and every time someone says, "For those that don't know me," you take a shot.
Oh, look.
So
And this is, I don't know, we're out of time, but we fucking might as well launch into it now because we're here. Because even though we say we're out of time,
what's that?
like one of the baffles fell off the wall. That's all right, mate. It's fine. It's fine. That's Lincoln, folks. He's fixing it.
He's on this one.
He's on that one. That one. That's him. He was never here. Tell me what it was again.
You completely lost it.
Yeah, I'm a fucking goldfish.
I was going to get in at wedding speech bingo. Like just
look,
the typical
and we
Google shit.
We understand that everybody's not a public speaker.
Yep.
Everybody jumps on Google to find out. You find out you're the best man, so you Google best man speeches. We've actually done this at a two Montys gig, and I've done it at some other gigs where it's a bit smart arsey, but we print some. You can get online and you can generate like bingo cards. You can just get a bingo generator,
And
you type in all the things and it fills in the squares, and then you print 50 of them. And basically, because there are probably 10 phrases.
I've probably got it.
There are 10 phrases that every single person that does a speech at a wedding uses. So the opening is, of course, for those of you that don't know me, don't the bridesmaids look lovely tonight?
Yeah. Welcome to the family.
How good does my wife look? And all those things are true. Don't get me wrong.
I didn't lose a son. I gained a daughter.
I haven't heard that so many times. I mean, it is.
I'm going to keep this short.
Yeah, and then they don't.
Yeah.
But yeah, there are a bunch of classic lines, which is what that other person was alluding to, that, you know, you hear at every single wedding.
Yeah.
But, and I should also say, that's just jaded fucking vendors saying that, because
we see a lot.
We see heaps, and that's why, you know, I feel the same about some of the things I say that I've said a billion fucking times, and I feel very self-conscious about.
Yeah.
So once I remember talking about Jerome earlier, or in another episode, who knows when it was.
Yeah. Weeks ago.
Weeks ago, him and I did like 3 weddings in a row together, and I was like, "Fuck me, mate! You're listening to this, like, because my intro is always the same, my outro is always the same," and he's like, "Dude, you listen to the same 3 songs that every couple requests.
Yeah.
None of these other people know that. You've got to remember that all the other people at this wedding,
exactly,
they weren't at your other 3 weddings." And I go, "Oh, that's right." So even though we're shitting on cliches and speeches, that's because we hear fucking 3 a week.
Yeah.
For the general for civilians, it's fine. But probably don't open with, for those of you who don't know me, everybody probably fucking knows who you are.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
By that point of the night, they should know who you are.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Anyway.
That's it from us here at the Two Montys.
Instead of our 4th episode going short, it's gone long.
I know. We're in the,
I hardly ever go long.
Groove now.
I never go long. Fuck it. See ya.